Welcome to Couple Reviews, where I abandon a tradition briefly. Historically speaking, I've been doing scripted videos for the Disney princess movies, not counting the sequels, but I decided to make an exception for Pocahontas since do I really want to put in that level of effort for Pocahontas? I think not. So I'm just gonna record myself watching the film and making comments about it as I go. My Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast videos were scripted and they're probably a lot better than this video is going to be, honestly. Wait. Oh, I thought that was him. His driver looked like him a little bit. I thought that he magically popped into the carriage after driving it. Oh, I meant cartoonishly, not magically. You won't need that flag where you're going. You'll get a much better flag.
John! Get down here! The cannons are breaking loose!
Not the cannons. Whatever will we do without the cannons?
There you go! Smash! Smash! Thomas, I've got you! Hang on! Yeah.
Dang, those guys are strong. You see how fast they went up?
You'd all do the same for me.
Oh,
Well,
sure, of course we will. There you go! He's lost!
This new world's gonna be great, John.
What kind of great worlds could you have without any girls? I forget. Or were they just scouting out to bring more people back later?
Smith'll give them.
We'll kill ourselves an engine, or maybe 2 or 3.
They know about the Native Americans being there. I don't remember. I'm sorry, I'm not a history buff. I don't know if they should know about the Native Americans being there yet. It's funny how he already has that mentality going into it, considering who he hooks up with. You know, we'll probably be here all day if I rack my brain trying to figure out the historical inaccuracies, of which there are many, so I'm just not gonna try from this point forward.
I'm not coming in after you!
Wait, does this mean we have a love triangle? I want to love this, but I don't know if... Wait, we already have a love triangle because of the other guy that shows up.
Our warriors fought with courage, but none as bravely as Kocoum.
Oh, he's so handsome.
And the finest
I especially love his smile.
destroying.
Seeing you gives me great joy.
I'm so glad you've come home safely.
You know, divorced from the context, this dialogue almost sounds like it was written by robots.
Seeing you gives me great joy.
I'm so glad you came home safely.
Kocoum has asked to seek your hand in marriage. I told him it would make my heart soar.
But he's so serious.
I don't know if Kocoum and Pocahontas have actually spoken to each other up until now. Now, if there's one thing that this movie has going for it, it's that it's very pretty. She seems to prefer to seek adventure or whatever's around the river bend over being married. I fail to see why she can't do both. I mean, she lives in the village with everyone else, so she keeps coming back to that same village, so why can't she just have a husband in that same village she keeps coming back to after her adventures? Forgot to ask, why is it exactly that her husband can't go with her just around the river bend? She's not making any sense. Okay, I'm thinking maybe she's thinking that if she marries Kocoum, she's gonna have to stay in the village because of him doing all of his leading as chief, or she's gonna have to do all the leading as chief. I don't know how it works. But if she's going to, I don't know how it works. So let's just say, what if she's going to become the next chief? How does marrying Kocoum factor into whether or not she's going to keep going just around the river bend? And if Kocoum is going to be the chief, isn't he going to have a lot of time taken away from her to do chief stuff time she could use to go just around the river bend?
I'm counting on you to make sure those filthy heathens don't disrupt our mission.
Well, if they're anything like the savages I've fought before, it's nothing I can't handle.
I wonder how many savages he's killed before, and I wonder how many of them were actually savages. Is he smiling? Well, arguably so.
Here, John, tie off this end. What are you doing up there? Getting a better look.
Looks like you're slacking off to me. Take a good look at the greatest country on earth eventually. I guess you made a good first impression by taking in the sights the way she likes to do and being friendly with the animals the way she likes to do.
These are not men like us.
They have boomsticks. You got the wrong flag there.
And do so name this settlement Jamestown.
Is it still called Jamestown? I'm gonna look that up. People continue to live on Jamestown Islands and owned farmlands, but it ceased to be a town. Today, Jamestown Island is a historic site, though there is still a private residence on the island. This dude's only mission is to get food. There's all this talk about new worlds and people's hating each other over their skin tones and boomsticks. The only thing on his mind is, I need more num-nums.
Let's not forget what the Spanish found when they came to the New World. Gold. Mountains of it.
There are certain states in which major amounts of gold have been found. Apparently Nevada has 3 of the world's top 10 gold mines. So he's not too far off when he thinks that there's golds in America.
The gold of Cortez, the jewels of Pizarro will seem like mere trinkets by this time tomorrow.
Way to overpromise. Did this guy used to work at EA?
A wilder, more challenging country I couldn't design. A land I can claim, a land I can tame, the greatest adventure.
John seems to share Pocahontas' fascination with new places and discoveries. He has a very different mentality of what to do with it. Pocahontas seems to just want to appreciate what's there, while John wants to conquer it and to accept its challenges and destroy enemies. Pocahontas doesn't seem to be interested in having enemies. I think they definitely knew what they were doing when they animated her. John, you have a hot girl following you around all day and your first instinct is to shoot her? Am I to believe that he was going to shoot her until he realized how hot she was?
I'm not gonna hurt you.
Medakwe naturat.
You don't understand a word I'm saying, do you?
What the heck kind of flowers are blowing those out?
My name is Pocahontas.
Wish I could learn the language that quickly. I would learn sign language and then Spanish and then I guess Japanese.
Savages! It's an ambush! Arm yourselves! Run!
It seems like a poor time to have all this comedy happen. Why doesn't he bleed? There's a song later in the movie where they ask, I wonder if they even bleed. Apparently these people don't bleed because he got shot in the leg and there's nothing.
You! Learn to use that thing properly. A man's not a man unless he knows how to shoot.
Now don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with good men learning how to shoot, or good women learning how to shoot, but I do like how the film acknowledges the damage of telling men that violence is a necessary part of manhood.
And we'll call on our brothers to help us fight. These white men are dangerous.
Yeah, we are. I'm kidding.
We'll build roads and decent houses and...
Our houses are fine.
Well, I doubt that there's many modern Native Americans who don't adopt some level of technology that was not created by their own culture. Okay, I understand that they were hesitant to show any of the adoption of English culture into Native American society as a positive thing because of all the bad stuff that happens to Native Americans in the name of colonialism. It definitely has a bias that portrays the Native American ways as inherently better than the English slash American settlers' ways. For one thing, it's super unfair to define English culture's value based off of the colonialism that happened in this particular time period. And second of all, it's a bit of a moot compliment for Native Americans because the stuff that this film values their ways for are things like talking trees and instantly learning a language magically, which is neither of these things are actually real.
We've improved the lives of savages all over the world.
Savages?
Not that you're a savage.
Just my people.
No.
Well, to be fair, your people did just attack Jamestown with bow and arrows.
Savage is just a word, a term for people who are uncivilized.
Like me.
The definition of savage is a brutal or vicious person.
I'm a stranger. You'll learn things you never
That's
knew.
very,
You never
very
knew.
dangerous.
Have you?
That bear would have gone berserk times 10 if she did that in real life.
Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Show me your drawings. By the way, what is a blue corn moon? The May full moon is sometimes called the corn moon. When there are 2 full moons in a month, that is called a blue moon. A second full moon in May gives you a blue corn moon. Okay, that actually does make sense. I thought that that was something they made up because it sounded nature-ish or hippie-ish.
Quick, this way.
Nakomo, where is Pocahontas?
I haven't seen her.
Almost halfway through the film and you haven't actually seen Pocahontas and Kocoum interact with each other at all. I guess that makes it less of a love triangle since there's not any actual interaction.
Gold is this.
There's nothing like that around here.
No gold.
Not that I've seen.
All this way for nothing. Well, those boys are in for a big surprise.
There's tons of gold in America.
Let it break upon you like a wave upon the sand.
Ah, chop it down, chop it down.
My bark is worse than my bite.
What do you say to a tree?
Anything you want.
Okay, your mama is so...
What were you doing with
There you are.
Kocoum.
Look at them. Now we have enough warriors to destroy those.
That's the first time they talk to each other, if I'm remembering correctly.
John, I could have killed you.
Not aiming like that, you couldn't. Keep both eyes open when you shoot. You'll see twice as well.
Where have you been?
I was out scouting the terrain, sir.
Yeah, this guy has his territory all mapped out.
They've got our gold, and they'll do anything to keep it.
But there is no gold.
No gold?
Yeah, there's so much gold. They might not have it, but there's gold somewhere.
Anyone who so much as looks at an Indian without killing him on sight will be tried for treason and hanged.
Didn't you all see Indians when they attacked and then nobody died? What are you gonna do if that happens again?
Easy, Percy. Come here.
Miko, come back!
You see what I mean? Once two sides want to fight, nothing can stop them.
Only when the fighting stops can you be together.
All right. Let's go talk to your father.
Well, I was gonna let everybody kill each other, but when you put in the perspective of me getting some, I guess we will stop the fighting.
Kocoum, leave him alone!
Yes! Yes! Did you see that? Do you know what that was? That was effort. Take notes, Belle. And then the beast comes in to fight off all the wolves while she cowers in fear. This is your strong female role model? You think Rapunzel would have let Eugene handle all the wolves himself? He kinda has it coming, doesn't he?
Both eyes open.
Hey!
Is he?
You killed him.
Yeah, good shot.
I thought that...
You thought right.
He was only...
He killed him!
Yeah, because he was trying to kill your boyfriend. You're a
Get
man
out of
now,
here.
Thomas. Yeah, you taught him well, James. Your advice paid off. Might have shot Pocahontas if he wasn't aiming correctly enough. I was just kidding about that "it's your man now" thing, by the way. Obviously, you don't need to shoot somebody to be a man. I guess all those scenes with the raccoon and dog squabbling over food wasn't entirely useless because it did factor into the theme of them actually stopping the fighting because of Pocahontas and John.
Who did this? Pocahontas was out in the woods. Cocoam went to find her, and
John, what are you doing? You can't take credit for Thomas's kill.
I was only trying to help.
because of your foolishness, Cocoam is dead.
Who will I force you into a marriage with now? Now you'll do. I'm not alone when I say Cocoam had it coming, am I? He was trying to kill the guy that Pocahontas obviously wanted to be with instead of being forced into a marriage with Cocoam. I think Thomas was pretty justified in shooting him.
It would have been better if we'd never met. None of this would have happened.
I'd rather die tomorrow than live 100 years without knowing you.
So Pocahontas selflessly would rather have missed out on his company than have him die. Meanwhile, John is just glad that she got him to change his outlook on things. Pretty one-sided since she doesn't seem to benefit from his worldviews. The implication is that they think the Native American ways were good and the English ways were bad, which is really an oversimplification. Surely there's positive and negative things about both cultures.
We've got to save him. He'd do the same for any of us.
Thomas is right. We've got to do something.
I always did find it heartwarming how they're all willing to go to war to save John.
What can you expect from filthy little heathens? Here's what you get when races are diverse.
This guy literally brought his men to the New World, telling them it was for glory, God, and gold. And then he spits in the face of God's decision to make people diverse. He doesn't seem to have the story straight.
Beneath that milky hide, there's emptiness inside.
So what you're saying is you like our milky hides?
I wonder if they even bleed.
You don't bleed. We found out about that pretty early. The story seems to have a lot more parallels to Romeo and Juliet than the real story probably had. It's a bit counter to the message that Cocoam died and this war got set off because of their love. I think that something else could have been used to set this off, because right now it's just seeming like their love is the instigator of the violence.
It was pointing to him.
Is he on the other side of the world?
If you kill him, you'll have to kill me too.
So it's nice that they're both willing to die for each other, as opposed to just the guy being willing to die and the girl doing nothing for him.
I love him, Father.
Wait, you can't both understand what she's saying.
My daughter speaks with the wisdom beyond her years. If there is to be more killing, it will not start with me.
Great, now would you like to repeat that in the other language?
No!
John!
Where the heck is the sun right now? This ending is so stupid. The part of the ending that's stupid is not the whole everyone making peace with each other thing. That's nice, but the fact that he has a bullet wound, so they put him on a boat for 4 months in hopes that he'll have medical attention back in England.
Going back is his only chance. He'll die if he stays.
Did they must have had some type of medicine. He'll die if he stays here? What are you talking about? Hang on. Well, this thing says Native Americans have been practicing medicine for thousands of years and many of their skills are still used today. So there's that. And did they not bring any medical supplies with them on the boat?
Come with me.
Come with me away from the father who tried to marry you off to someone you don't like, and your best friend who keeps messing things up for you and doesn't understand you, and away from the talking tree and the bird that keeps stabbing people.
No matter what happens, I'll always be with you.
Until she marries the other John.
I'm needed here.
Wait a second. Her people need her since when? Hasn't she wanted to go just around the river bend away from everyone else this entire time? Well, kind of before she met John at least. They have remarkable eyesight if they can see each other. At the end of the movie, John Smith is supposed to be happy that he just got to meet Pocahontas so she could change his ways. I mean, I guess you can say that she got him to stop calling people that are different savages, so that's something, and recognize the value in other cultures. But that's super ironic considering how one of the cultures in this movie is being portrayed as so much better than the other. I mean, from a historical standpoint, I know there's a lot of people that tear their hair out at this film. And from a storytelling perspective, it's kind of yet another Romeo and Juliet clone. But at least it's pretty. So remember to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, and not shoot people because they have a different color skin.